We are back with another episode of Let's Talk Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I got my friends in the background. We are going to be reviewing Henry's match. Welcome to the Half Guard Halfie channel. Halfie is how Brazilians say my name. The R is an H, so it is what it is. We are going to get right into it. We're not going to waste any time. We're going to head on over to the guys, and we're going to be reviewing Henry's competition matches this week that we had at Pans a few weeks ago. So here are the guys. We got Justen. What's up, Justen?
What's up? What's up?
Hold on, oh, there you go. And we got a newbie in the building. We got Nahum in the building. What's up, Nahum?
What it do?
You guys know Henry. We got Henry going to be talking about his matches. But before we get started, how's everybody doing tonight?
I'm great.
Chilling.
Pretty good.
Awesome. All right. So I have this kind of like a icebreaker type question for you guys. I want to see your thoughts on this. I came across this. I came across this at I don't know, scrolling, and I saw this. Right. So this article says that it said absolutely insane. UFC fans torch Dana White after UFC 315 star reveals he's fundraising for title fight travel expenses. All right. So this UFC welterweight title challenger let me make it bigger for you guys. Jack Della Maddalena is struggling to pay for his team to fly out for his upcoming title fight. UFC welterweight champion Bilal Muhammad will make his first career title defense against the promotion unbeaten Jack Della Maddalena at UFC 315. Muhammad, who is supposed to be headline UFC 310 in December against some name I can't say, returns after winning the championship over Leon Edwards at UFC 304. So this part doesn't matter. But despite obvious excitements of preparing for the fight for a UFC title, Maddalena is dealing with some unexpected hurdles in his UFC 315 camp. So basically, he can't afford to fly his people out. And so it says, the fundraiser reignites fighter pay debate. Just weeks ahead of UFC 315, he announced a fundraiser to raise money to fly his full team, not like one person, not two people, but his entire team out by teaming up with Western Australia Bar and Grill. Fans can donate for a chance to grab a drink and meal with Maddalena before his title fight. But the objective behind Maddalena's fundraising it pissed them off, the fight fans, accusing Dana White of financially stifling one of the welterweights division top talents. So the question, somebody said, it's absolutely insane that someone fighting for a UFC championship has to do fundraising to get their team to the fight. UFC should be covering this, one fan wrote. Crazy how Dana is gambling millions but can't pay for fighter flights, another said. So I wanted to know, what are your thoughts on this, where fans are pissed off that Dana White isn't flying out the entire team of this championship contender? Justen, what do you think?
I mean, I feel like, I don't know, it's a tough one because it's like, if you did this for every fighter, you're not really gonna, you know what I mean? That's not gonna be good business wise. But I feel like for title fights, at least like, I don't know, something at least for the cornermen, like depending, but I don't know. I feel like there's, only a set amount of weight classes. So I don't know. It's kind of tough because it's like, to do that for every single fighter, that's like a lot of money, a lot of flights. But I don't know, at least for the corner to get them out there. But I don't know. I don't know how their business model works either, but like I know they make a lot of money. So title fights, at least it would make sense to me. But I don't know. I don't know how much that would be. Like, I don't know. But those are my thoughts, at least.
What do you think, Noah?
So immediate thought is, if he hasn't done this at all in the entire existence of the UFC, why now? Is it because more people are bringing light to it? You get what I mean? So if he wasn't doing it before, why are we talking about it now? Also, what other sport is doing that?
Good
So you get what I mean?
question.
Like, so I mean, most places or teams will front you a couple of tickets for friends and family, right? But how many of them are going to any star from G League to pros and saying, "We'll fly out your nutritionist, your therapist, PT, any of that stuff in any sport." It's kind of, I just think we're in this like clickbait era where we're just gonna throw everything online and kind of magnify things sometimes.
Sounds like you work in insurance, Dom. Uh,
Not I,
what,
good sir. Not I, good sir.
what do you think about that, Henry?
Not knowing the ins and out of that story, the article was just an article. I have never heard of any other fighter doing that. He's Madalena's probably what top five fighter on the roster. So I don't know if they're using that as a cover story for what he did, which is wrong, or this is really going on. But at the same time, the UFC is known for underpaying their fighters, especially starting off. At that caliber, you should be making a little more, especially the title fights. If not, they should be able to front you some money ahead of time so you can cover those type of expenses.
All right, so here are my thoughts. All right, I think that this guy probably didn't budget his finances properly because
Yeah.
the thing is, I don't think anybody's ever underpaid or overpaid. You get paid what you negotiate. And if you don't like, if somebody, I mean, no one's forcing him to fight in the UFC anyways, right? It's his choice who he wants to work with or for. And the thing about paying for your whole corner and stuff like that, like you can have a bunch of people. Like you ever see all the people that run up onto the like after you win, they go into the ring and they're like, "Oh my God, it's my team." And so now, like, what if he says, "Oh, his wife is part of the team and his daughter is part of the team and all these people," and now you got to pay for like you got to figure out and like in boxing, do they pay for Floyd Mayweather's whole team to come out? He needs to do better marketing and get sponsorships and stuff like that. So that's how I see it. I don't know much about the ins and outs about the UFC, but you choose to be there, you got to figure out how you're gonna get your people over there. So that's my thoughts. I don't know. Anyway, any last commentary or feedback on that?
So
I
from
mean,
according when you were saying as far as he has a choice to fight there or not. That from what I've seen, the UFC kind of trap you in the organization, or if you wanted to switch over to a different one, they make it pretty much impossible since you're under contract for X amount of fights. And let's say you have one fight left in your contract, they would like you for you to renew your contract as opposed to you having that last fight, so you could be clear to go somewhere else. It's happened to a whole bunch of fighters. Francis
Say,
Ngannou was one of them. You had
say that last part one
a
more
whole
time
a
about
struggle.
the contract being like renewed. Say that again.
Yes. So if you have, let's say you sign a 3 fight contract and they want to keep you, and you have 1 or 2 fights left, they would want you to renew your contract before you have that last fight, so they could keep you. And if you start giving them a hard time, oh no, I don't want to, or whatever the case is, they'll just hold you in the roster and won't schedule you to fight. Therefore, they can never let you go or move on to a different organization. And it's been
So
done with a few fighters that wanted to cross over to boxing or another organization that would pay more money.
That makes
so to
sense.
Ralphie's earlier point, do you think that it's more about the fighters not doing a better job on their startup contract, almost like their rookie deal, in terms of the
No,
language in the contracts?
because as far the start of contract when they start off, obviously the better up the rankings you go up, the more you'll make, depending on whatever you negotiate with your manager. But at first, it's 10,000 a show and 10,000 a win. So if you show up for a fight that's scheduled and you win, you can walk away with $20,000, which would from a lot of people say, oh, that's not good money, because once you make it to the UFC, you're in the top league, in the best of the best. It should be more. which is they've always
Yeah.
been known. For instance, you compare it to basketball or hockey, from the revenue that organization makes, their fighters get 40 to 50% of what the revenue of what that's to pay for the not the fighters, for their athletes, as opposed to the UFC, anywhere between 15 to 30% of the revenue goes to the fighters.
So my thing is like, if you know that's what you're walking into, then why do it?
Some people want to fight the best.
I mean, but that's their, at the end of the day, they know what the pay is that they're
No,
getting into, right? And
yeah,
then
no, I
they're
agree.
like, I'm gonna do it anyways. They like, how many like I'm guessing people side with the UFC on a regular basis, and they know that the UFC has that tendency, as you said, to like, oh, on your last contract they want you to renew if they want to keep you. If they don't, they'll probably just let you fight the last fight and get rid of you. But if they want to keep you, then so you know what you're going into, but you do it anyway. So it's like I think they bear a lot of responsibility and ownership on. I think people in general, they bear a lot of responsibility and ownership in what they get themselves into.
Yeah,
You're gonna say
yeah.
something, Justin?
I forgot what I was gonna say earlier.
It
Yeah.
happens. All right, let's get it. Just a quick little icebreaker. I wanted to see what you guys thought about that. All right, let's get into this thing. The video. All right, so we're gonna start reviewing Henry's video. This is the first fight that Henry had at Pans. And if you want us to stop it, Henry, just let me know and give your commentary. We'll ask you some questions if we have any that come up. But yeah, let's get to it. So for those who are unfamiliar, they gave the penalty because you guys like were just standing around for too long, right?
Yeah. So we're, what do they call it? Kind of probably like not working enough, or either trying to go for a takedown, we're standing, which is a technique I normally do, not a technique, but I normally do that at first to fill them out. See, they're a lot of times when I do it, they're burning a lot of energy intensity because they want to move me left and right, try to be the most dominant. So I just play around and not conserve my energy. But this guy was different. He was doing the same thing I was doing. I was like, oh crap! So he's playing my game on me too. So I I was normally I wait for that penalty, and then for the once we get that penalty, then I'll go to work. Or yeah, but this is the
Does that
first
get
time
you
I came
tired?
across somebody. Yeah, because it's kind of like you're using a lot of strength and energy trying to move them back and forth and defending, where they're trying to do the same thing as well. So normally when I would start, my opponent's doing that, so they're kind of wasting their energy. We get a penalty, and then I pull guard or take them down, they already have, like, I would say, partially drained with their energy. So yeah,
Cool, cool. All right, let's keep going.
that was not the case with this guy. So
All right, let's keep going. Let's see.
Attention, your IBJJF system from Central Jiu-Jitsu. Please report to the department to receive your honor guard.
So what is it that you're trying to do right there?
So there, I'm trying to isolate that one leg. He wants to keep me on the half guard, so I'm tapping that leg there in between my legs, and then he's also trying to go for a sweep. So he's trying to hold on to my left lapel. So I'm trying to break that grip once he gets it, and I'm trying to pass, but I'm trying to hold his leg, but at the same time wait for the right moment to grab that leg and pass. But he's doing a good job uh, keeping me in his guard, and he had good guard retention. That's one thing I got to give him. It was really hard to pass his guard.
Nice.
Yeah, every time I get around, he recovers.
He looked like he's very flexible, Henry, like agile.
Oh, yeah. Trying to smash the legs together and see if I could get him out, but he did a good job. Just
I remember we drilled that the other day, what you just did.
yeah, when they lift that leg, try to go under. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I'm looking at the clock at the time. I'm like, oh man, I'm not gonna pass the guard. Because if the time is up, they're gonna give it to him more than likely because I wasn't able to pass the guard.
Attention, so team Justen, please report to the department to receive your honor guard.
I feel like you had more activity though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that could be, but
Yeah.
it's a toss up on who's gonna get it once there's no points and
Yeah.
don't want to leave it to the judge. And then once I pass him, got the points, he was mentally defeated at that point. They're like, oh, and all I'm thinking, all right, 22 seconds, I just gotta hold it. I can't get swept or anything. And he looked like he was pretty done after that. He didn't even try to move or recover his guard or try to sweep or anything.
That look he just gave.
Yeah. Take the air
As
out
long
of
as you
him.
wouldn't get swept into a mountain, you'd be good.
So I'm like, you just gotta hold it here. If I get a penalty, whatever, maintain the position.
No, not for 20 seconds.
I didn't want to get too fancy, go knee on belly or anything like that. I just keep it here. But apparently, from what Professor Gee was telling me afterwards, was he was talking to his coach. They call him at the gym. He's the best at guard retention and flexibility. So they call him octopus. So I'm like, oh, I thought it was just me couldn't having a hard time passing his guard.
That's
But he did
hilarious.
good.
The octopus.
Yeah,
Jesus. I mean, he looked like he was really quick to keep hand checking you and just like keep hand checking, keep reestablishing the grips and like
yeah,
just trying to tire you out too. Almost felt like just to bait
yeah,
you so he can cross over and try to sweep you.
yeah, yeah. I know he was looking for that sweep, and I was waiting for it. That's why I wasn't moving as much. Because the more I feel like the more I would move, the more of a mistake I would make. That's why I was just to maintain a good balance, a good balance that so he won't sweep me and I'll be able to react if he tries something. And also that grip he had on my hand, I was trying to break that grip all the time in case he tried to sweep me. I'll have something a hand of post.
Yeah. That makes
That was a
sense.
nice guard pass.
Yeah, I was trying to keep the legs away. He was trying to recover. I'm like, no, I got to keep that leg out away from my hip.
The
I could
position
have there gone for like a full mount because he was trying to squeeze that leg. I could have held the leg and go for a full mount, but I didn't want to risk it.
you
I
might
felt
have
like I
trapped your
could have
leg
got.
in half guard.
Yeah,
And
he could have done that. Yeah,
yeah,
I felt like if he was inching towards me, and I was trying to keep the leg away, and I felt like I had a good chance of getting side control there.
yeah. I mean, he pretty much had it because like the way that his arm is not under you, it's like over your back. Like it was gonna be tough for him to
Yeah,
prevent the
if he
pass
would
at
have,
that point.
if right there he would have grabbed behind my tricep on my right arm and pushed, he could have recovered his guard.
Yep, yep. That's the like with that position that you're in, that the recovery is to push off the tricep. But I know he's
Yeah,
it's like he put himself in a bad position like by hugging your back from underneath you.
yeah.
So, but that was a nice guard pass though, like how you pushed his leg across to get it. That's nice. Cool. Any final thoughts before we go into the next match?
How'd your forearms feel after that? Because that looked like because you're constantly trying to guard past the whole match. I know that did that like burn your arms out a lot or
No, it was different for this. I was so mentally, so I feel like the whole time I went for that competition, I was so mentally prepared. I wouldn't say prepared, but focused. To me, it was more like if I was just rolling at the gym instead of being out there for competition. So, like you have when you're competing, you have for me at least, I have that the killer mentality. I'm here to kick your ass type of thing. But there, I was more relaxed. I was mostly relaxed, so I didn't want to exert myself so much. Kind of like how we trained. So I messed up by bringing the training mentality to a competition.
Makes sense.
Do you
I
feel
was a
like that
little winded
applied at
from trying to
from
move.
the yeah? Do
What
you
was
feel
it?
like that applied like from the very beginning? Because like the moment you guys dabbed
Yeah,
up and you were more of a stand up pose, almost like judo like pose, where the guy looked like he was going to start shooting for your leg right away.
I think so. After watching it and throughout the day, throughout the other match, I felt like I was there physically, but not there. I was there to train more than to compete.
Not a pass. That's the wrong place for that one. That's cool. All right.
That's why I got to sign up for Miami Open to make it up.
Yeah, there's nobody signed up right now in that one.
Yeah,
I
man.
have
I
my
checked a
registration
few.
pending.
Yeah, I checked a few times, man.
I'm gonna sign up anyways,
No.
but I just don't. I really don't want to go fight younger or heavier. But if I have to, I will. All right.
Come to the absolute side, Ralphie. just do it.
I should.
One time, man. One time.
The only thing with absolute, it's like it's so late in the day. I be ready to go, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I
I'll be
mean,
ready to
you
go.
know, you can step out, get a bite to eat, come back, man.
I'm like, because it's like at 5, 6 o'clock they're doing the absolute fight. So I'm like, my God.
Yeah, it's late.
We'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see. We'll see. All right. Let me check. We have Junior in the chat real quick. Let me say what's up to Junior, and then we will get to the next video. Let's see. What's up, Junior? He says, "What's up to everybody? What's up, Junior? Thank you for tuning in.
What's up, Junior?
Truly, truly
going on?
appreciate you."
I appreciate you.
All right. Let's get to the next video, so we don't have to be here all night. So this is the second fight. So for those who are new, who don't understand how the competition works, think about it as the brackets for like the NCAA March Madness. So there's different brackets. The fight that we just saw was the first bracket, and now Henry advances to the next round, and he's going to be fighting somebody else. All right, let's get to it. Oh, hold on, put the volume up.
Yeah, so as soon as the guy gets a hold of my grips, he does the same thing. I'm using a lot of strength, a lot of force. So I'm like, yes, it's exactly what I want. Go ahead, get tired.
It looked like he was straight up bull rushing you, man.
Yeah, he's pushing me back, and I'm trying to. So he doesn't push me out of bounds. Or in case something happens, right there, he has me with a good loop choke. I'm like, oh, this is a little tight. And then I go to pull guard. He doesn't maintain his balance, and I sweep him. So they give me the 2 points for the takedown. Or the sweep. I don't know what 2 points they give me for.
Let me go back to it a little bit. I missed it. All right.
Yeah, they gave you a sweep. And they gave
That's
you
the same
two.
thing you did now.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a sweep.
exactly. Dude, Henry, that's what we just drilled. Remember?
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, so they should have given you the two, but depending on the judge, they could have given you the pass also, man. Like, you know.
And there, for some reason, he's trying to go on his side, and I'm trying to flatten him out. When after reviewing it, I'm like, I should have just jumped over to the other side, but he was just using so much intensity on that side that I just wanted to flatten him out. And there, I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking guillotine or something. But at the same time, by doing that, I screwed myself over because now I gave him well, he didn't get any points for that, but now I put myself in I was on top. I could have had turtle. He was in turtle. I could have jumped over to his back, but now I put myself in a worse situation there by sitting back. I should have just maintained control as opposed to going for submission. He hugged my legs there and didn't really have the guillotine there, so I was just trying to readjust. Get him back in my guard. He was trying to pass. Well, he was never in my guard, so when I saw it, I was like, oh, they didn't give him points of passing guard because he was never in my guard.
Yeah, I never engaged it.
So I was there trying to just recover at least a half guard, but he was doing a good job at keeping his legs away. At the same time there, I was just using my arms. I should have used my legs more to recover. He tried to go knee on belly the first time. And for this one, they called me like 5 minutes after the first one, so they didn't really let me recover. I'm like, give me 1 minute. I'm like, oh, come on. I'm like, okay.
That's what happened to the guy that I fought in the finals. Like right after he finished his fight, they called him right after, and he was like, "Give me 5 minutes." But they had 3 fights ahead of ours though.
Oh.
So he got to recover.
This guy felt heavy for some reason. It's a big boy.
Yo, he looked,
I don't know how.
Like, he looked huge when he stood next to him. Like, dang.
Yeah.
Like he looked
Why
like
they gave him?
one way or another. I'm going knee on belly because that's
For
my
the
go-to.
knee on belly, they got an advantage.
But he got 3 points, although not being
No,
in
because
your
he had.
guard.
Yeah, that was another thing. They gave him 3 points from knee on belly when it should have been two. The the ref messed that up. Because he got knee on belly. He held it for 3 seconds, but they gave him 3 points. Should have been 2 points.
Yeah. That's messed up.
Then I looked at the clock. Oh, 2 minutes. I got enough time to work. So let me just see if he makes some mistakes so I could do something explosive, try to sweep him or something. But he's just trying to maintain that position and stay there.
Yeah, at that point, he's got to hold on to it.
Yeah.
Oh, now he's in your guard.
So normally there, on the half guard, I trap the leg. But then left leg, I wedge it. I hold it with my right arm, and I try to explode to the other way, like there. But he stopped it. I'm like, oh crap! He just stopped this. That was my only hope.
You had the underhook on that one? Oh, no, wait. You have that. No,
No.
you don't have the underhook. I thought you had the. Oh, wait. You
There,
did have the
it's
underhook.
kind of. I think I have the gi over the gi over the head, over the shoulder.
You should have went for the underhook right there. Like when he lifted his upper arm.
And the thing that sucks when you watch it is,
Right,
oh, like,
right.
I should have done this.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You always tell you always tell yourself, I should have done this. I should have. But those are things that under the pressure, intensity, when
You
you're
can't.
competing,
Yeah, you
you
can't
don't
think
see.
about it. But you see how his arm is posted out right there.
Mhm.
That's the time you want to get the underhook, because then
That underhook, yeah.
from there, that's when you grab the belt and you start taking them to the other side.
Yeah, I go start taking his back. If I get that underhook there, I go start taking his
That
back.
too.
And, yeah.
Yeah, you either get the sweep,
I-
or if you pop that arm from
The,
like holding
the
your
thing
head.
is, there, I would never saw that the arm post being posted because my head is on the other side, so his body's on the other side. So you see, he's trying to keep his head down and trying to clamp me down, so I can't hip out, or it's hard to.
Gotcha. So it's
It's
like
hard
his
to.
head is
Yeah, I
blocking
wouldn't.
your view.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
know. See, for me, I normally feel it, right? Like when it comes to getting that underhook right there, I feel it because, so they'll be trapping like they'll keep their elbow tight to block getting the underhook. So when I try to turn them a little bit, it's just so they could post. That's when I feel that opening to go and grab the underhook. So that's how I normally feel it out to get the underhook as opposed to seeing it. Because they're going to be like putting a lot of pressure, trying to turn your head and stuff like that. But yeah, so you like, remember now when I was showing you the other day, that's the opportunity right there.
Yeah.
Once they post that arm there, because they're posting it because they feel that they're going to get swept. So that's the opportunity to attack to get the underhook, and then once you get the underhook, there's like a lot of different possibilities at that point.
But there, when I see that Justen, you see his head, his forehead is on the mat. So it would have been, I would have to
Oh
go
wait, is
under
your
his head
arm?
to get the
Oh, your
underhook.
arm. His
Oh, it's
okay. I didn't see
trapped?
that. Yeah, I couldn't
It's
see that.
over,
So
yes. It's trapped under.
yeah.
Oh.
It looks
Okay,
like
I
his
see it.
head
Yeah.
is under your armpit.
That's what.
Armpit,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah. So that would be
exactly,
real
yeah.
hard to get it. Yeah.
Yeah, like he looks like he's just like dead set, like blocking.
Yeah. That's tough, but at some point he has to lift up his head where you could probably
Yeah.
like start getting your arm ready
No,
for
it's
it. But yeah, I see what
he
you're saying.
just wants to stay there.
Yeah. How much time you got? Yeah, 30 seconds. That's gonna be tough. Oh, like right there. You see how his head is up right there?
Yeah.
That would have been the. But it's hard, like, because so many things happening, so much pressure and stuff.
Yeah.
See, now he has it. But now I'm like I was telling you the other day. Right there is when you do that knee lever to try to shift them over the post.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was just there. He was just hugging me, trying to
Yeah,
run down the time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's counting it down at that point.
Yeah.
Henry, I noticed that in the half guard, you kept grabbing with your right arm, his pant leg at the bottom, but he was almost like with his knees up. At any point did you think about working the inside of the knee grip to push that leg out? Is
That's an
that
option I
something
had,
you,
but sometimes I would
or was
lift
he
the
just
leg
too
and go
strong?
under.
Like I don't know.
Yeah, he was staying too low. He was his hips were low because sometimes if they would give me the room, the space, I would try to go under that, bring that leg over my head and come out the back. But yeah, he was sit for low. He didn't want to give me anything. He was doing a good job at keeping it sit low and maintaining me where I'm at, like not giving me a lot of room to move.
What part are you talking about, Noam? Is it like you talking about the leg posted up over there?
So, like majority of the time that Henry had him in half, he was grabbing with his right arm, like the pant leg, right, trying to extend that leg out just to get the guy off
Yeah.
base. I was asking him at any point did he consider instead of using the pant leg, going inside to the knee and pushing that knee out, since the guy was having almost such a turtle base. So then, just to give himself a shot, just some room.
Yeah, I see.
Because
Okay,
his base was so solid.
Yeah.
And every time he
Yeah,
would
you see what I'm
feel
talking
that,
about, like
like
right
if I
there.
move the
So
leg,
go inside.
yeah, I was trying that. And every time you will feel he'll adjust, he'll move the leg in, and
Yeah, usually like when I'm in like this spot right here, it's technically an elbow escape where I'm trying to get my elbow inside of that knee to be able to turn onto my side. But like for it to be effective, you kind of need that underhook as well. So it's like normally
yeah.
for me the first step is to get the underhook, and then I can start turning onto my side to get that elbow inside of the knee. But yeah, I see what you're saying now. That makes sense. Cool. Any other thoughts on this one? Cool.
That one, I feel like I could have won. I just had from the moment I got the points, I should have just maintained the position, and I was trying to match Justen with the submission.
I'm trying to match Justen.
I was like, just to get a submission. I want to get a submission too.
Let me see over here.
Henry's gonna go on a revenge tour to Miami Open, man.
Because after you swept him, you got the 2, and now you're trying to pass. He's holding. Yeah, you're not. I can't tell if he has you in half guard here, or if you're like sitting out, but you don't have you haven't established his side control yet. Like you weren't in his. You weren't in his
I
half
haven't
guard
established.
yet, right? But you're not in half guard right
No,
now, right? Okay.
I never. Yeah, I was never in his guard.
Gotcha.
I was just trying to flatten him out so I could do something else, but he was doing good. I should have just let him go. If he wants to go belly down, then go belly down, whatever. I don't know. I shouldn't have been forcing to flatten him out as much. If he wanted to go this way, I could have to belly down or turn towards me. I should have just jumped over to the other side.
Right now, aren't
But
you
those
in
are
guard
things
right
like
now?
No.
Or is your knee on the outside?
Yeah, my knee. I believe my knee's on the other side, on his hip.
Ah, okay. Gotcha. So even if you were to get side control, then they might have not gave you a pass because you never was in his guard.
That's in his guard. Exactly. Yeah.
I feel like he's defending like you are in his guard, though. You know what I mean? I don't know. That might be a tricky. You might have got the 3 points for that one. I don't know. That's a tough call. But yeah, they gave him 3 points for knee on belly when he never actually passed the guard. Like the 2 for the knee on belly would have made sense, but the three that they gave him was it looked like it was just a mistake in the points.
Yeah.
It looked like he was trying to go for a baseball choke setup too.
When he
The
went
ref
to
don't
Mount
even look
Belly.
like he's looking at the match.
He like right at the jump, he started lining up that grip. He was trying to like you had pushed him off right away. See, then he just decided to just dive and
Right, though, I was thinking, no, don't hold it for 3 seconds. I don't want to give you these points. So from the first attempt, I try to push the leg and shrimp out right away. That's why. But the second one, he secured it. I couldn't. I was trying to shrimp out, but he kept on following me,
But do you guys feel like he
and
got
he
a
got
solid 3 seconds to get that knee on belly point?
Depends who's
the
counting.
second one. Yeah, this one here.
Because that first one didn't look like it
It,
hurt.
no,
The first one
that's
was
why they gave him an advantage. But the second, oh, he already got the points. But yeah,
Oh, he had
the
two
second one,
advantages
I was
too.
trying to.
Got it. All right. Let me check the chat real quick, and then we will go into the last video. Let's see. Junior says, "I'm here to learn, so I don't get beat up on the streets." All right. And he's like, brackets like college brackets. Yeah, I mean, it's brackets like any sport that uses brackets where, like some brackets they have like 100 people in there, and they have. But yeah, it's just like any other brackets where they drill down all the way till you get to the finals. And Junior says he's laughing at when Henry said that was my only hope. Oh, God. All right, let's jump over to the last video, and then we'll get up out of here. The next time we'll do Nahum's video. All right, let's do this one.
I don't even want to watch this one.
So,
Is
we
this
get some
the absolute
yeah.
one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
When
but
Henry was full of
I
acai.
yeah, I ended up going. My first one was the guy in my bracket. So this is the open weight, the absolute. It was the guy in my bracket who also got there. I got third place and he got third place because there's two third place on the podium. So I told him before, what are the odds they put us together on the first one? And this is that after I had the acai bowl, and I'm thinking, oh, I have plenty of time. It's not going to start anytime soon. So they start calling me. I'm like, oh, I got to finish, eat it quickly, and
And
it was just like, let's
Henry
get this over with.
committed the most egregious sin where he didn't finish his acai bowl and he threw the rest away.
What?
I know.
Nah, you didn't tell me that part, Henry.
Oh, man. All right. So for those who don't know, in these tournaments, right, if you make it to, like, if you get a medal in your division, you get to go and fight in the absolute division where it's like all the different weights for your age range. By the way, age ranges are separated by they have like about a 5-year period. Well, for adults, it's like a 10-year period, and then for everything else, it's like a 5-year period. So you fight within your age range and within your weight class. But in the absolute, you fight in your age range, but any weight. So Henry, he always fights in the absolutes as well. So the other ones of us,
And
not so much.
they've all made podium as well. Everybody that makes the podium,
They have the
they're
option
the only
to
ones who
do
can
it.
sign up for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not everybody who makes podium actually chooses to do it like me. So
No,
like, nah.
Yeah.
They'd be like, oh,
You'll
you
get there.
do
You'll do
I'm
it
like,
next
nope.
time. You'll do it next.
Miami
we'll
open.
see.
Miami open.
We'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see. All right, let's watch this.
So Sarah was saying I was already being too friendly with him from the beginning. Like, you're too friendly. You're too... I'm like,
I try not to look at my opponents before we fight.
no.
I
I
try to
normally
just stick
shake
to
their hands,
myself.
tell them good luck and stuff.
No, I don't talk. My first interaction is going to be it's right at that moment.
Pull guard right away. You know?
Straight into half.
Then this right here, I didn't see coming. He did a good job. Like, whoa, what was that?
Did you feel like initially it was just going to be just a little shoulder bump? That he was just checking?
I thought he was gonna stand up a little longer. I didn't know he was gonna pull guard right away. And I've gone, I've competed against him a few years ago. A few years ago, I competed against him as a blue belt. He pulled guard and he just kept me in his guard the whole time. And that's how the match ended. And they gave it to him. I was kind of pissed off about that. Like, he didn't even try to do anything.
Oh.
I give it
Is
to
he
him
from
this
down
time. He
here?
got a sweep. That was at Pans. At
Oh, okay,
Pans,
okay.
a couple years ago at Pans, yeah.
He messed up your strategy of setting up for like 30 seconds.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And as he was sweeping me, I remember telling him, "Oh, that was nice." I'm over here giving him compliments
You
and
like
stuff.
dab him up afterwards. At least you didn't say, "How's Colleen and the kids, man?"
So what are you thinking about right there, Henry?
I'm just thinking about my acai bowl that I threw out, man.
Henry, like, I'm done with this. I'm done with this. They probably closed. I can get a second acai bowl. I didn't even have an acai bowl this year.
What?
Yeah, I didn't even. Oh my God, he's lifting up Henry.
So he said, I'm like, so I started rocking back and forth, trying to yank him down.
What a solid base, man.
Johnny hold that for so long.
Yeah.
Oof.
Nope.
Yeah, as he was coming down, I'm like, get that arm out the way. Last thing I want to do is get my arm trapped under his legs.
Were you going for like a pendulum sweep here? You're thinking about it? Or?
Yeah, he was doing a good job of keeping my grips and my arms away from his pants. I was trying to grab his pants or his lapel. He was doing a good job at. You see how he's holding my arms away, keeping me away from all the grips away.
Do you feel he was using mostly no-gi Grips on your biceps the whole time.
Yeah. So there I was trying to go for a sweep. So I was trying to normally grab the pants and block that leg so he can't base.
Who got a penalty? You or him?
Yeah, because he's not really trying to engage with getting out of the guard. He's just trying to hold my arms. And
Yeah. You trying to go for a cross guard there?
I don't know what I was doing. I was just
Oh,
yeah. He did a good job getting out of that triangle. I'm like, oh.
see, that's where I want to be.
Yeah, at that point I knew it was like 30 seconds left. I'm like, ah. And once he passed my guard, I'm like, there's not much I could do at this point to get those points back and win. So
Yeah.
I'm just trying to remain active and see what he gives me. And yeah, I gotta do a better job. So then when I went back to training that following Monday, that happened on Thursday. Yeah, so that following Monday was first back day back at training. I'm like, oh, I can't train for all friendly. I have to be focused. So I started, but that only lasted for a couple of days where you have to train like you're competing. No.
Yeah, as I get closer to competition, I get more in the competition training mode. Like as Justin, like me and Justin be going at it.
Yeah.
It'd be so much fun. That's awesome.
But it was good. I like that happened just because in my mind I was a little cocky and then thinking, oh, it's gonna be another day in the park from winning the last competition and for Lauderdale Open. I was like, I got this. So I didn't prepare and train as hard as I did for that last one. So I was thinking, oh, I got this, but that's good now. It
competed at
motivated me now
222
to
for
compete.
Fort Lauderdale?
Was that?
You did 222 for Fort Lauderdale? When you
Yeah.
did it in Fort Lauderdale? Oh, okay.
Same weight. Yeah, same weight. Yeah, but I prepared that one a little more. There's a guy in my bracket who I went up against, and he did worlds, and he was doing good. He was ranked number 25th in the whole division, IBJJF. So I'm like, oh, it's going to be a tough opponent. I want to win. So I was training, doing the workouts at home and training harder. So I wanted to win that one the most.
I hear that. Let me see. We got my guy, Rod Brown, in the building. He says, what's up, everyone? What's up, Rod Brown? Let me see.
What's going on, Rob?
Good to see you. All right. You guys have any... I have a couple of questions, but you guys have any thoughts before?
You got the next one coming up?
Yeah.
Let's go for that one.
Let's
Time
go.
for redemption.
The redemption tour begins.
Let me try something real quick. Give me a second. That off. Get them back over here. Let's put Henry. All right, cool. All right, so.
Dang, Henry,
yeah.
you turned into HD.
the lighting.
The sun goes down all of a sudden. He's coming to us in 4K.
I didn't change anything. Everything remained the same.
So, when you guys are, and it's for everyone, when you are like in the match, right? What are you thinking about? What are you hearing? Stuff like that. Let's start off with that one.
For me, it took a lot of years to be able to truthfully be able to hear Professor as your coach among all the voices. I felt for like a very long time it was just like overwhelming. So I felt like I'm just trying to listen to everybody because everyone's got their perspective and the angles that they're seeing, right? And I would look, and you're not supposed to look, and then and like, man, just making a lot of like, little critical mistakes that cost you long term. But also, I think to Henry's credit, I would be the guy that goes really fast at the beginning, and you gas yourself out. And I think that took a long time to get away from that. So I do agree with Henry that that's one of like the biggest things is like slow down, take a breath. That was like, so that's something I feel like I've gotten trying to get better at, but I do see that I've progressed with that.
What do you think, Henry?
And it was different at first, and now it's different. Just at first, when I would do it, I would think it's him against me. He's trying to kill me, take my life, and this was goes on in my head. So I had to be the dominant. I had to come out alive. That was my whole thought process. So I have to be
Yeah.
the aggressor, and that then it helped. It helped at first because you go into like survival mode, where you have no chance but to come out victorious. Um, and then I was doing it that way, but as that was happening, and I watched my matches, I noticed I was doing a lot of mistakes. So I had to find a happy balance in between, where still being aggressive uh, and also not as much, so you could think clearly as to what's going on and have a clear thought process.
What are you listening for as the match is going on?
Listening to a professional geek, whatever because he might be seeing things that I can't see, depending on what my opponent's doing, especially if he's doing something on the other side that you can't really see what's going on, or if he sees like a hole in what he's doing, and he'll give you advice. So I try to listen and do that if I can, but at the same time, it kind of gives away that action, because if it's telling you, oh, do this, do that, he could hear it too. So now he's gonna go and try to defend that. So it's kind of like So
Yeah, that
I
does happen,
sometimes
right?
yeah. So sometimes he will do that. He'll coach and tell me to do this, and knowing that the other guy's listening, I would try to be two steps ahead of them, knowing that he's gonna move his hand or his body this way. So I would try to expect that, do something that I could get the upper hand on.
What about you, Justin? What are you listening for?
I mean, just like Professor Gee. I mean, like when I first started competing, I get like crazy anxiety, like
Oh,
crazy, like adrenaline dump. Like it was terrible. Like I was a shell of myself. But now, yeah, like I just try to listen to Professor Gee and just whatever he's telling me. Yeah, I mean I try to be like calm, but like still aggressive. So I feel like the times I've done the best with competition, I have to go in like I'll sprint and all this stuff like before the match, and then like I have to go in feeling like I'm on like my third
Coke?
roll or something like that. Huh?
Say Coke?
no.
No, no,
Well, that's good, because
no,
you
no,
feel like
no.
you're warmed up by then. You feel like you're warmed up
Yeah,
and
like
loose, and
You
it's
got
like
the
you get
flow going.
the second window of fresh air type of thing. Like, yeah,
yeah. Because I used to just do like some squats and some jumping jacks, and I'm like, I don't do this in the gym. Like I don't go full blast after that. So,
yeah,
yeah, like feeling like I'm on like second or third roll, like going in ready to like, you know.
warmed up. Yeah,
So yeah, that's usually where I feel the best. But But yeah, not like nowadays. Now I can like when I compete, I can like hear professor, and then okay, let me like listen to what he's doing and actually because the first couple like first like two 1 or 2 competitions, really the first like couple I did was like just grip. I was gripping as hard as I can. Like I'm just like kind of how Nahoon, like I don't know like what's going on. Who am I?
Yeah, white knuckles.
Yeah, yeah. It was so now it's not as bad. My legs were still shaking before the first competition, but but it was okay. But yeah, so yeah, mainly just trying to listen to Professor and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm typically listening for like primarily Professor Gee's voice to see, to hear what he's saying. One of the challenges that I have is like during competition knowing my left from my right, because it's like
Yeah.
it's like I don't know, it's knowing which right there, because usually like when you're on bottom, the right is on a different side than when you're on top. So I have to say, okay, when he say like when they're saying, all right, use my like my right leg, I'm like, all right, which right leg is he talking about? So that's one of the challenges that I have during competition. But yeah, so primarily I'm listening for his voice, and I'm also listening for how much time is left. And so normally someone says, oh, there's like a minute and a half left, a minute left. So I'm listening for that to know what, like, let's say I'm up by points, and I'm like, all right, and there's like 30 seconds left. All right, let me start holding them down, moving around so that they don't have an opportunity at the last second. So I'm listening for those two things primarily. And if someone is yelling out the score, so I'm listening to the score, to the time, and then to what Professor Gee is saying as well. So that, because like for me, like I think probably since my second competition, so the first one that I did was the CompNet that was in Fort Lauderdale, and then it was the Miami Open, I believe it was, back in 2021, I think. So I had like wrote down a whole game plan matrix of like, all right, if I pull guard, what are my options from there? So I already have that in my mind from like weeks of training. So I'm like pretty much going through that, and then so I'm not really thinking of like, oh, in the moment what to do. I'm already like, all right, if this happens, then let me go to. I already know where I'm going to go at that point. So I'm listening, but I already have a game plan that I'm trying to execute on. But yeah, so I'm a lot of times I'm concerned with how much time is on the clock, because you can't really see it during the fight unless you look over at the clock, which could get you in trouble. Normally, when I look over at the clock is when I stabilize a position. So I'll like do a quick peek, make sure what the score is, make sure how much time is left, but I'm also listening to that as well, because you might not be able to, depending on the position that you're in. But yeah, so just was wondering like what you guys listen to and think about during that.
The one thing you can never duplicate is the intensity that goes on in a match as opposed to when you're training.
I think what happened, well, there's that, because there's the adrenaline too. I think also what happens is like, I really don't know how to warm up before a competition, because it's like,
Same here, yeah.
because like normally during like when we get into live training, it's after a full class. Like we did the drill, the warm up, the drills, the specific training, and you're like, all right, you're already in the mindset. But now it's like a competition. You're like, all right, how do I get into that mindset to go out there like during us when we're doing our live training?
Yeah.
So that's always been a challenge for me.
Good point.
Dope.
Because you can warm up and then you're in the bullpen and just waiting to be called.
And then if you warm up and you're in the bullpen and then your opponent hasn't checked in yet, and now you just get cold again, and it's, oh my God, it's the worst.
Yeah.
It's the worst. So I try to not check in until I see my opponent check in, and if it's like way over time, then I'll probably go and check in and see what happens from there.
Well, next time I'm thinking we'll bring some mats and do like a little light roll before to feel like you already got a roll in before you get on your first match.
I saw some
I did that
teams
with
doing that, man.
yeah. It's when Robert and I did a competition. Like this was a while ago. I think there was like a little mat there, and we just rolled around. And like it was
It
one of those
helps, yeah.
Fight Club tournaments, but it was like we were warmed up, we were ready to go. It was nice. It was pretty cool.
Dope. All right. Any final thoughts?
Oh.
All right. So
This
I
was
want to
fun,
end this.
man.
Yeah, that's what I think we're trying to do it every 2 weeks. Where it's not always because we're not always gonna have competitions to review, but I was thinking about talking about like what we worked on, stuff that stood out to us in the past 2 weeks, and I want to finish it off with an Instagram move of the week. All right, so let me go and pull this up real quick. I actually use this, and I've been working on this one. Let me see where is it? I actually used this this past week. Let me see if I can give me a second to make this bigger. All right, so this one. All right, wait for it to start over.
Golly, wait a minute.
Choke.
It's a loop choke, but from like a single leg where.
Ooh. Ooh.
Second.
Man, that's tight. Oh, he fell asleep standing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
That's 20.
I tried it this week. Like if you can get the hand deep enough, it's hard for them to push it off the.
Yeah.
Because normally like right there, like how he's pushing. That's normally how you defend it. But if you get it deep enough, it's pretty cool. Anyways, let's wrap it up for tonight. Where is cool? All right, that's it. Any parting thoughts, Naum, Henry, Justin?
Thank you guys for the hospitality, man. Appreciate it.
Sweet. See you guys next time. Appreciate you guys joining. We'll see who else wants to join us next time. You guys take it easy. Have a great night. See y'all tomorrow. Naum.
Ooh, sorry, sir.
Later, yeah.
I'll be there.
Yeah. Same.